Hey guys, Kyle, the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for Black Clover episode 44. So right up to get right into it, the episode starts off with a flashback of Vetto, pretty much delivering, in my opinion, a well-deserved thrashing to pretty much every single fodder member of the Green Praying Mantis Magic Knights, while the Baja bastard continues to prove just how much of a crustfuck he is by cowering behind a rock, which, yeah, what can I say about that? Again, the dude continues to show just how much of a cowardly piece of shit he is. And which, honestly, for me, brings up the question of what the hell I'm talking about Jack the Ripper here, the pretty much captain of the Green Praying Mantis Guild, of the Green Praying Mantis Magic Knights here. What the hell was Jack thinking by recruiting this pansy ass? Like, my guess is that if I had to guess as to how the off-screen recruitment for this guy went, it's something like when something pretty much similar to Asta similar to what happened with Asta, with Yami being the only one where just like how Yami was the only one willing to recruit Asta into the Black Bulls. I get the feeling Jack was probably the only one who was willing to recruit this Baja bastard into the Green Praying Mantis Guild. But I assume that the downside is though that I assume that the one difference though between Asta's situation and this guy's situation is that Asta has some actual skill. It might not be magic related, but still skill nonetheless. And an actual backbone to go along with him. Like, fucking seriously. Like, again, I know I keep repeating myself. I get over emotional with this guy, but it's like, this guy has no backbone and no skill what to speak of. He's just the fucking comic relief. And honestly, I think that upsets me even more so than pretty much. I think that upsets me even more than it was the whole Charmy and the whole Charmy situation. Like, damn, man, you're just the comic relief, ain't you? You serve no other purpose, do you? At least the Charmy's credit and at least the Charmy's credit, at least she has actually had at least one or two moments before this. But the only reason I got lots of there is because I wanted to see more of that. Well, this guy, he's got none. But yeah, I'll stop and I'll move on from that now. And surprisingly, one thing I really liked about this episode is that I never thought I would like is that I feel like we gave greater emphasis in terms of Vetto's magic and how he utilizes his abilities in combat. I think that was better, like just in the emphasis on Vetto's magic and how it was utilized in this episode. I feel it was better. Got a better showcase of it here in this episode over pretty much the episode where he's pretty much fighting all the Magic Knight captains. Like, I feel I got a better emphasis on Vetto's magic here, like, and just in the way he utilizes it in combat compared to the fight with the captains, because here we see just how many uses and variations that there actually are to his magic, which is even more scary, even more of a scarier concept when it's basically reinforced and complemented by his actual physical capabilities. Like pretty much Vetto's Vetto's magic is honestly, when you look at this episode, Vetto's magic, it is little more than a pretty much enhancer to his actual physical abilities, because his overall his magic is one thing, it's cool and everything, but his strength, his actual fucking strength, is like insane. It literally is it basically goes along with his appearance of being looking like an actual beast. But it's like, damn, dude, you are just literally and figuratively a monster, aren't you? Like, holy crap. And also, I don't know. And also, another thing I really liked, aside from getting to see more of Vetto's magic, is that is basically the scene with and one thing I really liked is the scene of Yami encouraging the Black Bulls. I mean, we've definitely gotten scenes of Yami basically encouraging all the members of the Black Bulls before, but this felt, in a way, the scene in this episode with Yami encouraging the Black Bulls, it felt a little special compared. It felt particularly special, and I think part of that comes from the fact that that Yami has been immobilized and from now unable to do anything, at least unable to do anything for now, which did give the episode more room to just showcase of how much how much of a literal beast how much of a literal and figurative beast that Vetto is. Like, this was basically, aside from Luck and Magna, this was Vetto's episode. Like, he came in, kicked ass, took names, and didn't care about the consequences whatsoever. And yeah, this was just a Vetto. This was just a Vetto episode. Everything about it was Vetto's episode. So now, if I did have to pick apart one maybe problematic aspect of this episode, is that there was a chunk of the episode there was a chunk in the back half of the episode that showed the backstory between it was Luck and Magna, which to my knowledge is basically an anime only edition of the episode. Is an anime only edition of the episode, and the thing is, I definitely feel it definitely did its job well enough at developing the relationship with these two characters and getting us to believe that they're definitely more than just people who work together, and that there's also more to Luck when it comes to his fighting skills and than what we as the viewer have perceived before as just like in terms of Luck's as Magna said in this episode, from what we've seen of Luck, we've always perceived Luck's abilities as just him playing around it and not having too much thought about it. But in actuality, a lot of what Luck does is in fact actually extremely strategic maneuvers. I'm not going to say they're the safest strategic maneuvers, but they are strategic maneuvers. So it gives a little confirmation that everything Luck has done up to this point, it hasn't just been like him. It hasn't just been him fucking around. He actually has had a plan going in. and basically, but the thing about it is that a lot of the thing about but of course the thing about this flashback is that a lot of what I just described, we already did get a lot of showcase of that even before the flashback. Both in just kind of getting a feel for both Magna and Luck's friendship. Hell, I think we could even say we even got a little bit of that even before this arc. and Luck's strategic abilities. Like we basically got both a good sense of both of these things even before the flashback. So it's a catch-22 thing where again the flashback definitely works, but we have to kind of question if it was needed or not. and it was just good to see just both the relationship between Luck and Magna and Luck's just strategic abilities against in their survival battle against Vetto. I guess you could say that term's running on that particular logic. You could say that running on that particular logic, you could say the backstory was unneeded because honestly, the episode as a whole gave even more than enough reason to believe in Magna and Luck's friendship, as well as Luck's strategic abilities, just from their actions alone. And honestly, one thing I really liked about the way we see that Magna and Luck working off each other in this episode is that it never came across as if Vetto was being really beaten. In fact, up until the point where Luck and Magna pretty much unleashed that flame lightning cannon attack, he was pretty much like I dare to say that Vetto was the one who was controlling the fight for, if not all, then definitely a good majority of the episode. It wasn't until It wasn't up until the back half of the episode where I started feeling that Luck and Magna actually had a chance, which I guess culminated in them unleashing that giant ass attack on Vetto. And although, let's be honest here, Vetto, as cool as the combo attack, that Luck and Magna used on Vetto was, he is not dead whatsoever. It's basically a he's not dead whatsoever. Like we still have to see Asta fight him, and but I will say that just promoting the fact that he's going to survive, but by pretty much next episode, proves how much of a force of nature that Vetto is. Like Vetto, again, this proves he ain't no fucking pushover. He's a legitimate threat, and yeah, he's again, he just proved it all up and down this episode. So yeah, guys, that's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death might have been me. Signing off. Later, guys.